Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Manuela Huidobro.
And my name is Marta Catio.
We are international relations students from Blanquena University in Barcelona. And, well, thank you very much for coming today for our TED Talk on globalization and emerging markets. I hope you get very engaged in it. So, first of all, I would like to address my audience, okay? And I would like you to close your eyes for a second and just look back to the last trip you made to another country. Just think about it. Okay, open your eyes. So I would like to ask you a question. How many of you, when doing so when traveling, have brought with you goods from your own country out of fear of not finding them abroad? I'm sure all of you have done it at least once, haven't they?
Yeah, of course. So you can take a look at us too. We are two Spanish girls currently living in Switzerland. And me, for instance, when I came here, I brought some Spanish products such as olive oil or ham. And to my surprise was that when I entered a Swiss supermarket, not only could I find all of these products, but also I could picture myself as being in another part of the world by finding Chinese noodles, Indian spices, and many other types of food.
Yes, so not only can we find like the impact of developing countries when entering a supermarket, the rise of the global south is in fact in this fast changing global landscape is more than evident in many different fields. So, for instance, okay, let's start. See this photograph? This is the world's largest mall. So, guess, where do you think it is located? I'll tell you, in China. Next photo. This is the world's tallest building, Burj Khalifa. Again, where do you think it is located? In United Arab Emirates. Next photo. The world's tallest buildings are located in emerging countries too. Out of the top 10 world's tallest buildings, only 2 are located in the global north, which again denotes that the global south is becoming increasingly important in the international scene. Even one of the main hearts of capitalism, the banking sector, is increasingly becoming dominated by the global south, with the world's largest banks being located in China. This is the world's biggest refinery. I'll give you a clue. Where do you think it is located? In the world's largest democracy. Where? Of course, India.
Also, even in the film industry, the global south has taken the lead, as in the case of Bollywood films. Moreover, as here we have the picture, South Africa's Reserve Bank governor has been selected as the first sub-Saharan African to serve as chair of the International Monetary and Finance Committee. In addition, in this interactive map, we can see the evolution of distinct countries' GDP in billions of US dollars. Looking carefully, we can appreciate how the emerging economies' GDPs have boosted throughout the last decades, certainly adding to their importance in the global scenario. For that reason, emerging economies such as the so-called BRICS have become a key player in the current global governance system. Do any of you know why? Well, first of all, it's important to clarify the meaning of the acronym BRICS. So, it basically refers to the idea of the 5 large, fast-growing economies, which are Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. And, one of the main reasons of this rise in power and in influence has been the effective stance they have followed. Whilst the Western countries have been adopting divergent conducts, the behavior of the Global South has reflected the common say of If you can't beat them, join them, referring to the South-South cooperation and strong regional arrangements. They have, in other words, basically, they have been ruled by cooperation rather than by competition. For instance, a clear example could be the fact that there have been a rise of isolationism in the West. For instance, the case of protectionist policies in the US, or the Brexit and the increase of the far right movements against the EU project. Instead, in the Global South, powers like China have been reluctant to mark out a clear global role for themselves, being more concerned to act in conjunction with other states, as in the case of the BRICS.
Yes, of course. So we must say that thanks to the strategy based on cooperation rather than competition, they have succeeded when designing projects actually to address and not only address but to solve global challenges. For example, the role played by China when fostering green economy. The Chinese government has committed itself to producing 60% of its primary energy from renewable resources by 2020, which will be hard, but you can see China's commitment to it. In addition, in terms of poverty and inequality reduction, during the third cycle of the UPR, which stands for Universal Periodic Review, in this year, 2019, in the UN office at Geneva, the Chinese delegation actually stated, poverty has been alleviated for more than 68 million people over the past 5 years alone. And under the current standards, in China, the rural poor are certain to escape poverty by the year 2020. Therefore, this again shows the success of the Global South in addressing global challenges such as poverty. Irrefutably, we have therefore to acknowledge that BRICS and other countries from the Global South are potentially solid candidates to becoming great world powers that can lead the international arena with their active participation in the establishment of the international agenda. Since their possibilities, all in economic terms, human capital, and natural resources, are enormous. In order to do so, the global governance system, current one, has to adapt to the changing dynamics and pressures, and has to include these new actors and new players in the decision-making process and agenda setting. It is absolutely crucial to do so.
Well, so basically, we truly believe that we are witnessing the decline of the West and at the same time the rise of the West. So I would like you to pose an interesting question. Would you agree on the fact that our world or our governments are building too many walls rather than bridges? Think about it.
Well, thank you very much for attending our TED Talk.
Yeah, and we hope you enjoy it.
Yes, thank you. Bye.
Bye.